Welcome, my fellow creatives. Thank you for your patience and welcome. As you know, with technical issues, needs patience to sort out. So I'm going to test my microphone and make sure you can actually hear me.
Needs patience to sort.
Okay, sounds like I'm coming through all right. So welcome. I know lots of you have been extremely creative in the past.
Through, all right.
You've been very creative in the past number of weeks and months, but there's one thing missing. For lots of you, you've been trying to get this video thing under control and it keeps being evasive. So I'm going to show you today how to get these videos nailed down so that you can begin putting some video to your music. So there's a flow to this, there's a way it works. And I'm going to walk you through the different tools that I use to create my videos. But first, let's talk about how things flow. The flow needs to start with the music. From listening to the music like this, listen for a bit.
Peace is my theory. Love is my proof. Love is my motion.
All right. So you get the idea. So that's a track that we're going to work with. That track should bring some ideas into your head. Chat into me. What do you see when you hear this?
Peace is my theory. Love is my proof. Love is my motion.
Okay.
Hurt like lotion.
Yeah. So I'm seeing something. I don't know if you are, but I'm seeing palm trees, a beach, coconuts. I'm also seeing a lush horizon. I'm seeing the sunset, not too hot, but the sun is out. And hey, Mobite music, chill vibes. A woman in a bed of roses. I like that. Tell me more. Tell me more. A woman in a bed of roses. So let's begin with that concept. It's an interactive session, I know. Yeah. So what I would do first of all is come over to Phill net. I'll go to Imagery and it's going to open up this page. And if you scroll to the bottom after reading all the details, when we have begin creating, click here. This is a place you can begin crafting your idea. Okay. So going back to what you just said, which was a beautiful idea. A woman in a bed of roses. Let's make it bigger. A woman in a bed of roses. And we could go a step further with a little guitar singing. And we could say a beautiful red dress. You can go for that and decide whether you want cartoony, whether you want it to be kind of realism, kind of art, or whether you want it to look like a photo. So let's go with something realistic. The thing about these AI videos is a lot of realism. So let's go with a K masterpiece. Let's keep focusing. Let's mighty red. Let's use a macro pro blend. Where we have it is just right. light and color, so cinematic. And the next thing we're going to do is hit image. Now, when you hit generate image, you'll use Google and functionality to create. Image. So this is API is that for me personally, the imagery for me personally is not enough. I need more realism. So what do I do? Well, what I do is I go to the bottom of this app and I get this prompt and then I go into SORA. So the two things I've said so far. Number one is imagine what you're trying to depict. Number two, use at least the beginnings of an image so you have a reference point. Just playing the guitar, she's singing. A bed of roses, just such a beautiful idea right there. I like these interactive sessions because you give me an idea I can use. The next is we're going to go into SORA. And SORA is, of course, from OpenAI, Sora.com. Will take you there. SORA. First thing you see is what other people have done. But if you have a subscription, a paid subscription, then you have more possibilities. So I'm going to go to my media. This is where I have some of the things I've worked on currently, right? But I'm going to get into the chat at the bottom. I'm just going to paste a prompt in so that you can say I want the aspect ratio to very fine. I'm just going to go with preset. Depending on the time of the day you go into SORA, SORA could be extremely slow or it could be faster than you expect, depending on who is on. So when you go into SORA and you put this information in, it's going to let it cook for a while, as it's doing right now. Okay. And when it has done rendering, it will present to you usually a couple of images. And sometimes you might have to do more than one prompt, but due to the time factor, I think I'll go with the best, whatever it gives me that's good, I'll go with. It's usually okay in SORA. So we'll give it some time to think. Let's move this out of the way so I can see what is happening. Oh, it's done. What do you know? Oh, that looks nice. All right, so we've got option 1 and option 2. I actually like what ours gave. So let me do this. Let me show you another way you can get more options from this thing. So I'm going to right click on this, copy image, and then I'm going to go back into SORA and I'm going to try to do a remix of this. So I'm going to click on the prompt and just Control V the image that I got from the philc.net website because I wanted to use it as context. I like the, from above, that from above scene that it's given. This isn't bad, but I don't know. Take another look. Yeah, it's not bad, but I prefer the, shot from above. Let's see what the other one. It's not bad, not bad. But let's see. This is another point to learn that when you're doing all this stuff, iteration is really the mother of perfection. Even though I'm not a perfectionist, but in order to get something that is near what your concept of perfect is, you got to do it multiple times. Sometimes I spend up to 6 hours on one 4-minute video. So you as the curator, as a human in the loop, you got to try the different prompts, try the different scenes over and over again. The thing I like about SORA is it tells you the percent complete. So you got about 62% to go. So while this is cooking, we can keep thinking about this video and how we want it to be. Some videos are just one static thing for the duration, whereas others, they morph and they change as you move along. You see, um, one of the videos that I very recently put out there, Celebrate Life, it was very dynamic. It had the characters. Now I can just show you so that you start thinking in this vein. Uh-oh, this content might violate our policies. Why is that? Why? Okay. Well, I'm not going to mess around with SORA. There's absolutely nothing wrong. Let us know. Yeah, I let them know. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But in the interest of time, I'm just going to go with this one. Let's go with this one. It's not directly an above shot, but it will do. So I'm gonna right click and copy the image. I'm also gonna download it. So assuming we wanted multiple scenes of this lady singing, maybe a bed of roses, maybe on a hammock, we could also do this. We could do a brand new prompt in here, and we can just take that photo that we copied and paste it in here. See what I'm doing? These are the subtleties. It goes very quick, so do pay attention. All right. We take that image and we put it here, and then we can go back to philc.net. We can take this, and then we can modify the words in the prompt to say a woman in a red hammock with a guitar singing by the beach, by the beach, uh, with kids playing nearby. All right, boom. So now we're getting a second shot. So when you're coming into a place like Sora, you got to think of the multiple scenes. So you want like 3 scenes. You got to get the photo. You don't think video first. You think photo. You got to get the photo or the image to be what you want first, or the images. So as you get maybe 3, 4 images that you like, you can then use those images to build the actual video scenes. So still with this one in context, I'll show you one of the quickest ways to make a video. One of the quickest ways to make a video is to go into Midjourney, midjourney.com. Again, paid account needed. Okay. Go into midjourney.com, and when you go into the create section, which is on the left here, see that? You can Control V what is on your clipboard, and then you click switch to video. You could loop this. Like, it's a very lazy way of making a video, but this will just loop for the entire video, and it'll be as if she's playing. And a lot of people watch it and they won't even care because they're listening more to the music, right? So you could go over here and take this same prompt, go into Midjourney, Control V it, and make sure it's set to whatever you want. So this already comes as a 3-2 anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit send, and it's going to give me all these variations now animated. Again, it is one of the quickest ways of doing this. It makes it a very, very easy job. And once you've got this, all you need to do is put it into any of these low cost, zero cost programs like Clipchamp, and you just align it with the audio, and there you got a video. But if you don't want to stop at the lazy stage, or the low budget, I should say, stage, then this is where we would take whatever we get from Sora, and then we could do more stuff with it. Let's see what else we did here. Okay. So there she is again on the hammock, just like we asked. I think it only gave us one. It only gave us one image, and that's okay. We can delete what failed. And then we've got this second image. We can do the same thing. Some of this stuff is really good B-roll, because you don't want to waste all your credits in where we're going, which is Hedra eventually. So if you can make the most of Midjourney, just do that. Again, when you come into Midjourney, you see it's almost finished, pretty much rounding up 100%. So if you click on that, it's obviously not synced to music, but this could be a very easy way of you creating something that's at least animated. And I'll show you how to do the rest in Clipchamp. But before we do that, let's go ahead and paste that image that we just copied in here. And then let's take the prompt, just click on the prompt, and it's going to appear here. And we'll just change it to a woman on a hammock. And it knows what to do. The rest still just is just going to loop it. So hit video and loop. Okay. All right. After you've done that, you want to begin thinking about the timeline that you're going to put it on. And for anyone that has a Windows computer, it is very likely that you have Clipchamp. Hey, Alan, how you doing? Oh, thank you very much. Oh, I didn't see you folks when you came in. I was just bulldozing down the boulevard trying to get the material out of the way. So thank you, KP. Good to see you. Always cooking. Thank you, Alan. I'm glad that you folks are here. Awesome. So, yeah, I'm glad I'm going to demystify this thing because I get lots of questions about the videos, and I would love to see what you guys and girls do with it. So, let me go into Clipchamp. Clipchamp is being silly at the moment, requesting I do a reboot. But I'll soon enough get into Clipchamp and I can show you all the tricks. Clipchamp is zero budget. It's very, very low cost, low everything. And that's why I like it because I use it as a teaching tool and it's accessible by everyone. I didn't even know about Clipchamp. I think it was my kid who told me about Clipchamp. My daughter probably told me about Clipchamp. Never knew a thing about it. That's the thing about these Gen Z people. They know where all the tricks are, right? They know where all the free stuff is. So she told me about this and I started using Clipchamp. But let's download a couple of these. So just click on it, download. If you wanted to extend any of the clips, you can extend them. Just be aware. You can always join clips to, mesh them together, do all sorts of fun stuff. Like you can see where it says extend manual or extend auto. This could give you much more footage than just the 5 seconds because it's just a 5 second loop going round and round. So we've got a couple of those first ones. And now for this one, you can see, I mean, it brings it to life quite nicely. There she is rocking back and forth on that hammock. So let's download. And even though the facial likeness may not be exactly as the first one is, a lot of times when people are watching, most will just be absorbed by the music until they get critical on the second or third go round, if they go that far. So there we go. We got our downloads. And now the next thing we're going to do is go into Clipchamp. So let me share Clipchamp on the screen. All right, Clipchamp. Let us stop this one. So we're changing gears, folks. We're going into Clipchamp, this one right here. Okay. So when you get into Clipchamp, first thing you want to do is hit create a new video. I know some of you have got Premiere, you got fancier tools, and that's cool. You don't have to use Premiere to get what you want, as long as you're able to drag your clips onto the timeline. That's what matters most. All right. Let's see if you can actually. Okay. So you can make out what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is just drag all the assets, the video and the audio that I was playing in the beginning, to the left-hand side of the screen. Oh, welcome. Let truth be told. Welcome to AI Creatives. Glad you're here. Thank you very much for joining. Okay. So when you drag all these assets onto the platform, all you do is click the plus sign. So we start with a bed of roses. Boom, there she is. But before we go any further, let me do a Control Z. Before we go any further, be aware you could choose the size of your platform. It could be 4:3, but for YouTube, we usually go 16:9. So you want to do that first, and then you can move the lady with the hammock. Now, as you can see, she's not filling the entire screen. So what you need to do is click the fit button at the top, and that will automatically make her fit if you just press a couple of times. And then you can bring the image down by just clicking and dragging. And once you're done with that, this could be the first clip in your video, but it's only 5 seconds long. So let's go back and play. She's barely moving. Oh, that's because that's the image. That's the image. So instead of the image, let me delete it. I didn't see it was the image. We want the video. So let's go for the video. Okay. Now we've got the video. We do the same thing. Click on fit a couple of times and just move it down to your taste. Make sure it fits nicely so that there's no edges showing black instead of the background itself. And you can use the zoom in and out to see how much stuff you have. But because you want this to repeat seamlessly, let's play from the beginning so you can see it. So you don't want it to stop, obviously. So you can right click and you can do duplicate, or just do Control D for duplicate. And if you just do Control D a fair enough amount of times, you're now filling in your timeline. The other thing you want to do is go back to the beginning and just click the plus sign next to the audio. So this is the audio. There you go. And there you can see how much you have left to fill. Now, you could take this and you could duplicate it, Control D. Now you got 1 minute out of a 2-minute song. See? But if you don't want to make it too monotonous, you could, at the end of this one, just go for the next image or the next video. So again, that's your new video. There's also a trick you could use to, instead of letting it play real time, you could actually reduce the speed. So on the right hand side, you got speed. If you slow it down like that by making it 0.5 times as fast, in other words, half the speed slower, then you have more video. So that's another way. Or if you want it to be real time, It really depends on what you want. But we could do real time for these first few clips. So Control and the letter D a few times. And now we have 1 minute of a 2-minute song. And then just select everything else, Control D, and boom, you're pretty much at the end of the song. And then you can get a clip that you might not have used, such as this. Do the same thing, fit it, bring it down, do a Control D again, or just go to speed and you can slow it down even more so that it goes to the end. Hit fade and you can just fade it out. And that's your video pretty much. You know, you want to make sure that there are no gaps in between. Let's see if that helps us with that. Anyway, when time comes to render to export, it'll tell you. So if you hit the export button and you click whether you want 480p, 720p, 1080p, whatever you want, just select that and it will begin rendering. And at the end of about 2 minutes, you have your final video. So let's just watch. So like these first few seconds, it doesn't make sense to have so much activity. So I'd rather use the hammock for now. So I just drag the hammock videos directly on to what was there before. That's one of the cool things about Clipchamp. It could be a different video, but since they're the same size in terms of format, I could just drag a new video of that same size on it and it just aligns on the screen nicely.
This is my theory.
And remember, this is the lazy approach. so all you need to do, you can name it, it's called Whispers of Chance. So I just call it Whispers. And I'm going to share all these videos with you at the end so that you can see how they turned out. Okay? Any questions? Let's see. Did I miss anything? Questions or concerns? When you reverse your video, that's so you could also reverse your video. That's true. You could reverse your video. You can make it play in reverse, although it might look a little bit awkward depending on the actions on the screen. So you could do that as well. But for Clipchamp, the magic button, for those of you that are keen on using Clipchamp, is down below here, speed, and just make it 0.5, 0.4. 0.1 will make it 10 times longer. So a lot of times viewers just want to hear the good music. They don't mind if the video is mid because they know you're not a video production house. But that's going to change at the end of this because so far we've found the easy way of doing it. Okay. So this is the easy way of creating a video. And I'm going to go ahead and while we're talking in the background, I just choose a very low, like 720p. I won't go too far. I'll just do 720p. I'll save it. And you folks will be able to see the end result very shortly. All right. So that's our first approach. So while that is cooking, let's go back to where we were. Let's go back to all of the fancy tools. Okay, stop and back to the fancy tools. Okay, right over here. Okay. So we're back at Midjourney, and you saw Midjourney is so simple. You just bring the thing on and just give it the same prompt. But there's some other tools that are quite colorful, quite interesting to say the least. One of such tools is Flow, Google Flow. You can see here I have some of the videos that you folks might have seen quite recently. So that is also a possibility for you to just stack up lots of footage, and all of these could be parts of your video. One of the tools, which is, let's actually go there. Let's do new project. So this is Google. It's in Google Flow, but it's called VO3. VO3. So if you go to deepminds.google/models/VO, you can get here. If you have a paid subscription to Google, I think the 19.99, then you get access to Flow. As Flow has been extremely helpful. Okay. All right. So over here we have a couple of things. We have text to video, we have frames to video, and we have some choices. Let's click on this. So we have VO 3.1 now, which has beta audio, and this is the fast version. We also have quality, which eats more credits. But VO 3.1 fast, this is not a bad one to use for me to at least demonstrate to you. It's going to gobble up 20 credits. Should I think again and just use one credit? Just use one image or one output. So let me do this. Let's go to frames to video instead. So frames to video, let's see what I'm going to use. 20 credits. Okay. So over here there's a plus button. If you click on that plus button, you can upload images to VO. And let's find the images that we just used. Let me find them. Okay. Let me move in here the image that we selected in the very beginning. This one. Okay. So we're going to hit crop and save. And then we're going to go back while it's uploading. We're going to go back to the Phill C prompt. And your mind is going to be blown because you're going to see the magic that VO can do. So it's very small, and it's, that dark room effect. But if you look, you can see the image is over there. And then we're going to put the prompt in. And we're going to say, with the guitar singing a bossa nova tune, and Jobim. Jobimish. Let's see if we can figure that out. Anyway, just hit send. And what Google VO3 is going to do is create an impressive video that not only has the video based on the image you gave it, but it will, under most circumstances, I'm not saying every single time, but under most circumstances, it will give you sensible, believable audio that will blow your mind. some of the audio that Google has generated has been quite impressive. That it could be a video, it could be like a byproduct on its own. So when you do these things, you got to look for opportunities of using this for multiple video shorts. I don't know how many of you are into shorts. There's a lot of talk about shorts these days. Don't do shorts, it spoils your channel. Yeah, everyone has their own viewpoint about that. But anyway, let's listen to, you won't be able to hear it. So I'm going to have to download it and then share it. But let's see. Let's see if it did the job. As I sing this song, okay, she's singing. So let me download it. 720. And then let me show it to you on the screen. Let's do both of the videos that we've been working on so far. The thing about video tutorials, you got to be like all in. You got to be paying so much attention because the landscape changes very, very quickly. So let's play this one from VO, Google VO. Sing this samba to the flowers. I remember the night we first. So that's just a little clip there. As I sing this samba to the flowers, I remember the night we first. So the unfortunate thing is that's not the song. So Google just gives you its own song, which is okay. As I sing this samba to. Okay, thank you, Songbird. Okay, let's go to the next one. The next one is the pretty repetitive video that we just rendered. Let me play that for you, a little bit of it at least.
Peace is my theory. Love is my proof. Love is my motion. Heal, hurt like lotion.
And this song was created in Tuning, by the way. Okay. So my question to you is, just looking at that video for a little bit, I don't know, what do you think about that video? What do you think? Because I have my own idea about. Okay. Yes, you exactly. That's a good idea, KP. That's a very good idea. Exactly. You could get a transcript, feed it in, and you'd be amazed. I never even thought of that. You see, that's why I like talking to you guys. You guys always give me, guys and girls give me good ideas. So thank you for that. That's a brilliant idea. Brilliant idea. And you could make a byproduct from that. So looking at this video, let's look at it again.
This is my theory.
Yeah, she is not moving to the music. So let me show you how you can take care of that problem. The way to take care of the problem is what will bring this training to a befitting end. Enter Hedra. Hedra is a tool I stumbled on. I was using it for something totally different. And all of a sudden they said, oh, well, if you want to make a video with the character moving its mouth, we can do that. So over here on the left-hand side, I don't know if it's even showing. Is it showing? Okay, of course it's not showing because I'm not sharing. Oh dear. Okay. So I need to remove that. And okay. So enter Hedra.com, Hedra.com. So now I'm in Hedra. There are many options. On the left, we've got the Hedra icon there. Let's tell your story. And then you have video. That's where we're going. The second item on the left. All right. Choose the video model you want. Pick a model based on your goals, blah, blah, blah. So I've chosen video. I am going to add a character. Click on that. And I'm going to upload an image. So let me upload the same lady that we decided we would use on the bed of roses. So there she is. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add, not a speech, we are going to upload audio. So the audio we're going to upload is that song, and the song is Whispers of Peace. So let's upload Whispers of Peace. It is 2 minutes and 9 seconds. So a better use of the resource of credits, because oh my goodness, it's going to gobble 776 credits. So, and make it clear, show you what I'm looking at here. So down below, you have the 776 credits it's warning you it's going to use for 2 minutes. You could generate that, but if I was using 776 credits, I would rather split it into two. So you see this scissors icon, click on that. And why don't you just do 105? What am I saying? 1 minute, 5 seconds. 1 minute, 5 seconds. And then I can do the rest from 1 minute, 5, or just a little bit before 1 minute, 5. So we're going to do 1 minute, 5 seconds. Hit confirm. And wow, is it still going to charge me 776 credits still? Wow. That's going to be a lot of credits nonetheless. Seems like either way, I'm going to end up spending a lot of credits. Hmm. Yeah. I might as well just do the whole thing. So back to square one. Sorry, folks. The credits come, they're not cheap. So I'm just going to do the whole thing. You can learn from my wisdom here. If it's charging me 776 for 1 minute, 5, the same thing for 2 minutes, 9, I might as well do the whole thing. So the last thing I'm going to do is go back to the Phill C place, get this prompt again. You really don't need the entire prompt because Hedra is going to use your image quality anyway to do this. So when you paste this in, you could just say the little guitar singing. It really doesn't need all these other bits and pieces. But anyway, we could leave them in. Most important thing is the audio. But I normally don't put in all this gobbledygook so that it can just focus. I've already got the effect I want. So I can make it, I could say what will be of value is she is looking at the camera at times, emotional, happy, relaxed, and carefree. Okay, so I could do that, and I could hit generate when I'm ready. Hit the generate button, and this is going to be the outcome of your work. Now, this looks a little bit different from the last time I visited, and that is just to say, with these AI tools, they're always improving stuff. Like she was on the right. The last time I did this, I remember it being more on the right or more centered. So the interfaces that you're working with, they change all the time. I actually didn't come into Hedra for about 4 months. And what I like about Hedra is they keep rolling forward the credits. So I didn't come in for 4 months. I think they give you 1,000 a month. So when I finally did come in, I had credits that I could still use, which was cool. A lot of these other AI programs, they don't let you roll your credits forward. But these guys are cool. They're honest. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, the kids and the water were not moving. You're very observant. I didn't even notice that. Yeah. You see, and you know why they're not moving? Because it probably wouldn't make sense if it was on a loop. And that's why I didn't come across that great. And these are things that when you're going through your video, you're going to keep iterating and saying, okay, I'll take that. No, I have to do this again. It takes hours. As you can see, we've been going for about 50 something minutes. And when I do videos, sometimes it takes 6 hours, 8 hours. Don't want to scare anyone, but it could take all day and all night. The times I've worked way beyond 8 hours on a video, I've had to leave it and come back the next day, come back with a fresh mind, and then you have a better idea of how to do it. Yeah. Okay. KP says CapCut will give you the transcript. I'd like to play with that. That's for sure. Yeah. And I know that, I don't know how many of you folks have played with YouTube's own AI video tool in Shorts. You know, they've got an audio tool for you to create music, and they got a video tool. So I will not be surprised if in the near future, all this stuff we're doing in Suno and Udio, I won't be surprised if YouTube just unleashes Pandora's box. You know they're fond of doing that. And if you look at their Google LLM or whatever they call it, or Notebook LM, you see that they've got some pretty awesome audio capabilities. So they're not to be messed with. Google, they have a joker coming, I think. I really do. But anyway, my friends, so far, just to make sure, while this is cooking, and I'll show you what we'll do when this is done, but you've pretty much got the gist of it. Where we are right now, this tool is going to end up helping you animate your character so she is singing to the words right on beat. But what makes a video more content rich and more pleasant to watch is when you take the audio and you chop it into 50 different pieces. So every 5 seconds or every 3 seconds of the video, there's a different motion, there's a different scene. And that's what takes the time. So instead of you traveling to all those locations physically, you're going to have to travel to all those locations with AI. And it takes time. Like people see these videos and they think it takes, oh, it's lazy work. It's actually not. It takes a lot of work. So for something like this, I would have probably liked to do at least 20 scenes. If you take a look at some of the stuff that I have in VO, you'll see that I have tons and tons of videos per scene, like just tons and tons and tons. There was a funny one I did very early on in this channel, AI Don't Take My Job. This one, this was a significant amount of time. No matter how funny the video may look or how trivial the words, it really does take time. Now, a question I get a lot is, well, Phill, how do you make the character the same? How do you make the character the same? So this guy who's singing, I first made him in SORA. And then I just stayed with the theme of the guy with the dreadlocks. I just stayed with that theme. So anytime I was feeding any of the AI tools, AI models, I just fed it his face. And then you prompt it to say, a man with dreadlocks, mid 30s, or whatever age the person is, at a desk working, or in a choir singing, or crossing the road, or whatever. So you just keep using that character to be consistent, and it will give you what you're looking for. All right, let's go to Hedra and see if the deed is done. All right, wow, this is taking a while. This is taking some time. 80%. Okay. Okay. Well, let me make sure there's nothing else. So let's go through the process. You got the audio. That's step one. When you hear the audio, and a shout out to our friend, More Bite Music Chill Vibes, because More Bite Music Chill Vibes gave us the concept of the lady on a bed of roses. I wasn't thinking about roses, but that is such a phenomenal idea that, I mean, it's something everyone can relate to. Everyone immediately thinks, oh, it's romance. And then all the other accessories, the guitar, she's lost in her own world, is what pulls people in. So the music first, then close your eyes and imagine, what do you see? Then take a spectrum of those ideas. So what do I see? I wouldn't have seen. That's why you got to have a team. It's good to have a team, because you. And when I say team, I'm not saying you have to go employ, the best of the best in Hollywood. I'm just saying you can ask family members, hey, when you hear this, what do you see? Or your friend or your significant other, just ask the question, and you'll be amazed at how great ideas could have just passed you by if you didn't ask. You see. So when I asked that question, I could immediately see how that would look, even though the angle that came to my mind was a little different from what the AI gave. But when the AI gave it, I said, okay, I can see how this could work. And then you can also imagine a number of other scenes. What else do you see the character doing? Where do you see him? Which other parts of the world do you see them, like Brazil? Is this character going to be on a beach, a well-known beach, the Christ statue? Where would this person be? Imagine all those things. And then one of the things I do a lot in my videos, I anchor it back to a monument. Some of my favorite ones, I use the Statue of Liberty a lot because I love what the Statue of Liberty stands for, without getting all political about it. I use a lot of the landmarks that I love to visit in London or in other parts of the world. I use a lot of the Great Wall of China. I've never been there, maybe one day, but I use that. It's iconic, it's well known. And mountains, I use a lot of mountains that people generally know. I use Rushmore quite a lot, and it just immediately sucks people in. So when you're thinking of all these places, the next step is to bring them to life with prompts, which is where it gets hard. Bring them to life with prompts. It's downloading. I think it's done. Okay. We're going to play it in a second. And then over to the Phill C website, get your image. So this, I wanted it to be more from above, but SORA wasn't very cooperative. There are ways around this. Another option for you to correct imagery. Let me show you this real quick, because I did want to talk about this. This is another tool called Nano Banana. Nano Banana. Nano Banana is where you can put an image such as this. Control V. I like that. It just copies and pastes, and you could say, change the red dress to white and the red roses to white also. And just hit run and watch the crazy model come up with the prompt you asked for. Usually takes 30 seconds thereabouts, but there you have it. Boom. Just changed. Same, pretty much the same thing. It's so ridiculous. So at times when Sora gives me a hard time, I just get fed up and go into Nano Banana. Nano Banana saves the day, whether it's for thumbnails, whatever it is, it can modify what you're doing quite profoundly. All right. With that said, we are getting to the tail end of this so-called mystery, which, as you can see, is really not that much of a mystery anymore. It's not that much of a mystery. I'm going to bring up the video that we just cooked in Hedra, and you are going to see the power of AI. Because for those of you who are very creative, you're probably already imagining, all right, now I know how he does it. Now I know what to do. You've already gotten the entire story.
Peace is my theory. Love is my proof. Love is my motion. Heal, hurt like lotion. Peace is my theory. Love is my proof. Love is my motion. Heal, hurt like lotion.
Look at some of the food.
Heal, hurt like lotion.
All right. Well, there you have it. You can see how you animate the character to sing. But again, that's not all. That doesn't tell the story completely. What will tell the story better is if you're able to bring in a smattering of clips and you're able to show her walking down the street, walking down the beach, holding her guitar, and all that good stuff. So I'll just give you the skinny of it. The final thought. The final thought is this. Let's bring up Clipchamp again because that's where we're going. You know, it's not so much the tool, it's the thought process. You know, the best filmmakers are those who can imagine, not just use a tool, but actually imagine what they want to see as they use that tool. So here we go. Go back to Clipchamp. Okay. So the final thing that we would do in Clipchamp is bringing that clip of ours. Gonna bring that clip in. Come on, drag it in, put it on center stage. Now, this is one of the biggest tricks of the game. Biggest trick of the game is to have all of the B-roll stuff as a bed under it, and just add your main thing as a layer on top. So you have parallel lines, if you will, but you want to also make sure that it's synced with the audio. So let's see. Okay, I think for the most part it is. Okay, so it is synced. So what I would do is look for where her singing started. All right, let's expand so that she fills the entire screen. Bring her down a little bit. Now, just because we're dealing with limited resources, I'm going to cut off the beginning. And you could do things like this. You could get a section, just a little section of the video, and you could zoom in and create alternate shots like that. So even though you only have one video, it gives the illusion of motion. Under effects, you could use things like zoom. You can find it. Slow zoom could be something you use. And then you want to make sure it doesn't lose her face. So love is my proof. And it's going to take some time to, of course, massage this, which I don't exactly have all the time to do it right now. But you want to keep it dynamic. And when you zoom in like this, you have better control of the timeline. So you could split the images. You could split the image so that what is happening under it serves as an alternate. And you want to make sure that what you have under is a good enough alternative. So if we had enough footage, we could have gone back and forth between what is under, what is on top, like this. And I'm going to give you a few more ideas in a second. So it's as though you're telling a story. It's like you're inviting everyone to go on this journey, and the timeline is the journey as well. Let's hide that. The timeline is the journey. But if you're going to do a really good job with this and make it engaging and interesting, you need to also be able to stack and stash a ton of footage. And I'm going to show you how I can rapidly build tons of footage with this in a few moments. I'll just do a few more embellishments. So take note that the audio position is intact. I have not moved what is on top. I'm just cutting it, but it is absolutely synced with the audio at the bottom. That is key. If your video is not synced to the audio, then your goose is cooked. And that could send you head scratching for days on end. Okay. Now we're done with this kind of idea. I'm going to show you how to stash and stack up on a lot of footage, like tons of it. And for that, we will go back into VO. VO is very good for this B-roll kind of stuff. So back to VO. All right, so we're back in VO3. And once we have the character that we're trying to portray, which means going back to SORA, and again, doing another one of these. So a woman in a red dress. Actually, let's try and change her dress. In a white dress and red shorts, walking along the beach, sunset. And that's the general idea. We could still use this just to save time. Ideally, what I would have wanted you to do is go in here, do it again, like just put in the prompt. But in the interest of time, we'll just scavenge. We'll scavenge and use what we already had. So let's do that. I will also download this. So I want you to be aware. Just watch the magic, because now I have one image cooking in SORA right now. I'm going to go into Flow, and let's see. Should we do Flow or should we do Hedra? Oh, Midjourney. Okay. Just trying to get the best bang for the buck. So let's see if we got that image. I think we already got that image in here in Midjourney. So let me do this. Let me bring in this image. Let's see if we can get some images from this one. So, okay, walking along the beach, sunset with a guitar. Let's see. blue skies, waves, cotton candy, clouds. Okay. So, sometimes it could be a toss up. Sometimes you can get some really good imagery, and other times not. So, patience is the name of the game. Oh, which jacket? Hey, Miami Blues, I just saw you come in. Welcome. KP says, just want to feel the dashboard of CapCut is a lot more advanced. Why not use it? So, CapCut is pricey. But yeah, you could. I actually have CapCut. The reason why I don't use my CapCut a lot is I find it to be rather laggy, unfortunately. So when I'm like all this stuff I'm doing, there's nowhere I would. Oh, the NBA. This is from, where is it from? Just one of those stores. I think it's Burlington, to be honest. Burlington, they carry a lot of stuff. So I think this is from one of those Burlingtons. One of those. Yeah. Yeah. I love the NBA and all that it stands for. We won't get into the teams because we might have some arguments. Who's the greatest? Yeah, the Burlington Coat Factory, exactly. Who's the greatest? Is it Jordan? Is it LeBron? Some people take offense when we start talking about LeBron versus Jordan. Some people are LeBron diehards. You know what I'm saying? Let's not go there tonight. I don't know what the outcome would be. And then we bring in the likes of let's not even talk about Shaq because he has his own theories about that. Okay, I think we're on the same page. But I don't think everyone's going to agree with us. All right. All right, enough of that. Let's go. Okay. So this isn't too bad. I like this one. Not bad. So again, you can just download it and then you can go into Flow, aka VO, and new project, and just do a frames to video. And again, we are going to upload the image of the lady on the beach. We're going to upload that. We want it to be 69. We're going to take that same prompt that we gave Sora. Oh, by the way, you see how quickly we're beginning to get more footage. So we're going to take this, we're going to go into Flow, and then we're just going to paste that. Um, yeah. Yeah. And then, see, let's do this bigger because you can't see. So just so you know, there's another option here. You don't have to use VO3 because it eats all your credit quick. I could choose the auto, so it will charge you less credit. Okay, my friends, I apologize for that rather annoying break in transmission as a result of poor internet connectivity. I was wondering what happened actually. So let's go back in here. Okay, I'm back. Hi, Phoenix Benjamin. How you doing? I'm having a good weekend. Thank you very much. Thank you for asking. The Wi-Fi is trying to mess me around. I'm not in my usual studio, so it's been a little bit challenging, but we're back. I'm glad we are back. Okay. So let's go back to where we were. I was wondering why this thing wasn't working. It just kept coming up with error, and I was totally oblivious to the fact that you folks couldn't even hear me. You couldn't even hear what I was doing. All right, there we go. Let's move that in. So we got a few things we could use. I was showing you how to stash up on footage when everything went blank. So now I think we might have gotten somewhere with VO. Let's do a refresh and see if it rendered anything. Because when you're off the grid, sometimes you can't tell what happens. So let's go back. Okay. So we were here. Oh, I think I had just uploaded it and maybe I hadn't clicked, unfortunately. Okay. So I was trying to show you how you can get a lot of content to use as the B-roll so that it wouldn't be boring. And that's what we were doing. And I think I was choosing 3 of VO2. Yeah, I think that's what I was doing. And the command probably didn't go through when I was kicked offline. So now we'll do that. We'll go into Midjourney as well, and I'll edit this video so that it flows. And that break, you don't have to see that break. All right. So there she is on the beach. So we'll download that. On the right-hand side of um, Midjourney, you can see all the different takes, and it's got quite a few different takes here. And I wish we had more time, but you kind of get the idea. That's how you would get more and more footage. So I'll just download those and then I'll go into Flow, and this is the same theme again. And here she's walking. Midjourney is really very good. I mean, Midjourney is where we got this image from, but VO is animating the image for us, which is cool. And I could do another in Sora. I might as well, since it's taken this long. We could do another with this same theme. So let me come out of here and let's look at what we have in the library, because I don't want to cut any of the steps. Okay, so this one, I could change it and say red dress walking down the busy, bustling streets of Brazil. Red blouse, white shorts, sandals, sunset. And boom. So this will be the last one. I don't want to go all like full Monty on this thing, because if you gave me an inch, I'll probably want to do up to 20 different locations, which is not gonna work with this. But I think we've got enough to play with for you to get the idea. Okay. So we'll just give VO a few more seconds. or should I say SORA, a few more seconds. So we'll get what SORA is going to give us next. And this will be the final one. We can go into VO and animate that. And then we'll go into Clipchamp and we'll bring it all into Clipchamp. All right. So again, sorry for that break in transmission. Just got to studio, notice you're live. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, Phoenix Benjamin. Thank you very much. Yeah, this part of the artistry that we do, a lot of people want to do better, and I decided I would show up and just show them how they can do it, because I've been getting a lot of requests for it. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what we've got here. We got some bits of footage, enough to do something productive for this last run. Okay, there she is. Okay. Okay, so this is sometimes I get them all mixed up. So this is SORA. So SORA has given us this. We will now go into flow and we will bring it in. Nope, nope, nope. Bring this in. Upload it. There she is. Open it up. And let's get the full guitar. It should work. Crop. And then we'll go back into SORA. We'll get that prompt. And go into VO and give it that prompt again. Give it some time and this will be ready. And I'll just, when it's ready, I'll just download it, bring it all into Clipchamp. So without much ado, let's go back into Clipchamp. Okay, so going into Clipchamp now. This is where we'll do the final stuff. Okay. Now we are in Clipchamp and we have a lot of those clips that we did. Now what we're going to do is take them and put them under as befitting additional footage. So it doesn't look so boring. Let's get some of them in. Okay. Now what you're going to see is the VO watermark on the right hand side. I don't know when they're ever going to get rid of these watermarks, but for the people paying monthly, it can be a little bit annoying on a professional music video for you to have Google advertising that you used their tool. Despite being a paid user, it's quite annoying. But there there are ways around it, as you can see, right? You just have to nudge it a little bit and take it off screen. So all these little things are the extra efforts that you need to put in, right? So that it looks a bit more cohesive. So you want to make sure you've got a decent video under it each time it goes to this. And this isn't a bad shot either. As KP was noting, unfortunately, the hammock video doesn't have the kids move in. That would have been something that I would have fixed. But we can use it like that. Some of these other ones, like this, as opposed to it being the same size, you can actually zoom in on her by just stretching out the video a little bit. Like what I was about to do. Let's see. Okay. So you can bring this down. And if it's too pixelated, you can always revert to where it was originally. The videos that we were cooking in VO3 are done. So I'm going to bring those into Clipchamp as well. So import the media. Once you've done one of these things, to be honest, they are all it all becomes the same thing. And the only variable becomes how much time and patience you have. Because you can see this thing does take time. A lot of it. Okay, let's see what we've got under here. All right, so that's our new clip. It's one of our new clips. Let's check out the motion. We won't be able to see a whole lot of it, so I might want to put her up front as well. And actually, maybe just make it a longer clip. Yeah. Going into more of the nuances, we have the fade in and fade out. We also have the transitions. My computer is crying uncle at this point, so I probably can't do a whole lot more, and my power is also in a bit of a complaint mode. It's gonna very quickly die out if I'm not careful. So I'm just going to do the little I can and hope that you get the idea that I'm trying to convey of what you do. So you've basically got the main footage on top, and then you've got the B-roll at the bottom, which fills in the spaces to break the monotony. And the more B-roll that you have at the bottom, the better it is. So people are focused on what she's singing, but they also have the B-roll to take the edge off, you know, the monotonous top track. If you had enough credits, so if I had enough credits, what I could do is have multiple B-roll, C-roll, you know, just have a wall of options, and I could keep divvying them up along the timeline, because when you look at it, it's really just a timeline that you're trying to keep as engaging as possible. And the fewer the clips you have, the more boring it could be. Also, something else I would do, KP was talking about CapCut. What I do in CapCut when I have the bandwidth on my laptop to use it is I actually sync the clips to the beat. And that you cannot do in Clipchamp automated, but in CapCut you could. You could just have them all line up. It will find the pulse of whatever you're doing, and it'll just play to the beat, which could be fun. You could get really creative by making everything be on the beat. You get what I mean? Okay. Phoenix Benjamin says, let's put this chat on the screen. I'm sorry, I've been very poor with showcasing the chats. I've been a pro musician, producer, and engineer. Oh, cool. Really? Leonard Skinner? Wow. That's a big cheese right there. Wow. You must know a lot about music. Salute to you. Been fighting the industry. Absolutely. Say that again, man. The industry, the ghouls of the industry, the fiends of the industry. And they're still fighting. They're still trying to hold on. They're not gonna give up. They're not gonna go quietly. I feel we're gonna see a lot of drama in the next few months with the likes of Suno and Toonie and others that haven't even started this journey. But wow, thank you for coming on and that is truly remarkable. Okay, so we're at the point I am rendering is it's definitely not as multifaceted as I would have liked it to be. I would have liked it to have a lot more dynamism about it, but O3 logo just slide in because I don't think I got them all. But let's go ahead and we're gonna render this, and I'm gonna show it on the screen when the rendering is done. All right. So at this point, I'd like to take any questions about anything so far. Anything may have maybe not talked about, not hammered down on. Uh, please let me know. I'm hoping that as we we're circling in a lot of any audio that should have been in there. Oh yes, there's one video we did in the very beginning. Now that I'm thinking about it, I had better go look for it. Yeah, that video that we did in the very beginning that KP was suggesting you could take and put into Suno. That would also be something I can include here. Let me see if I can find that. Huh. Is that it? Or is that it? Okay. Bear with me. Let me go back to sharing so you can see what I'm up to. I'm still trying to figure out if I got all the value that we could. Okay, that was part of it. So I'm just gonna let it go. And I won't be Oliver Twist anymore. I was gonna I was going to ask for more time, but no, let's go ahead and just render it, and then I'm going to play it for you very shortly, and that will bring our masterclass to an end. But I'm hoping people find this to be helpful, because I know it seems like there could be much more involved. It's really more in the initial art, like some of the shots are not as good as I would have kept prompting ad nauseum, prompting over and over and over again till I got the lighting exactly as I wanted to, the depth, you know, a lot of it is in the it doesn't give me what I want. Telling me what I want. I just got told off on my computer that the power is about to run out. Bear with me here. Okay, so my audio might have changed because I just changed the mic so that I could plug in my power. The way they make these computers these days is so funny. You got everything so tightly crammed. So as a result of that, I cannot fit my mic and my power in at the same time, which is a little bit annoying. Hey there, I didn't even see you folks jump back in. Ah, well, I'm glad that we're all getting connected and acquainted. Okay, very good, very good. Awesome. It's always fun to connect with other musicians. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, KP. I will endeavor to clean it up as soon as. Oh, what do you know? It's rendered. Here I was thinking it hadn't. Well, the tool that I'm using to do this is StreamYard. And you got to understand that the time is 8 minutes to 1 in the morning. So if I'm not my chirpy, noisy self, it's because of the time of the day. Thank you. The time of the day, it's 7 minutes to 1 a.m. So I'm moving a little bit slower than my normal and trying to talk not too loud so I don't get angry bangs on the door. All right, here we go. I am going to share the video that we've worked on. My computer is horrendously slow. My goodness.
Peace is my theory. Love is my proof. Love is my motion. Heal, hurt like lotion. Peace is my theory. Love is my proof. Love is my motion.
that is the video for Whispers. And I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, you did a movie with Alice Cooper? Wow. I need to go look for that. Alice is in our backyard in Arizona. When I'm there, that is. A really interesting individual. All right. Well, my friends, we finally made it. I'm going to upload this, and I'm going to encourage everyone who really wants to get good with this to just keep doing more and more and more. The more you do, the better you get. You got to have a lot of credits. So let me one more time take you through the process. One more time. This will make or break everything. What I'm about to remind you about will make or break everything. Okay. Step one. I guess you could say step one is have some good music to begin with. Have some good music, right? Have some good music to begin with, and then immediately have an idea in your head about what scene, where. So going back to our very initial idea from our friend on the call who gave us this idea about the lady in the bed of roses, from our friend more by music chill vibes. We got the idea, and then we just kept drilling down on that idea, looking for iterations of it, trying to keep the lady the same in and I showed you how to keep the character consistent. So you see all these all these ones of me being kept consistent. Why is that? It's all based on the same image. I'm always prompting it with my original image. So if I click on the prompt, this original image of me is what I have always used for the consistency across all the images that you see on the channel, even though I have other outfits I wear, but I use the consistency of the outfit. And that is something that you can do even when they don't look like me remotely. Like my kids will complain, he looks ugly, but he's wearing the same stuff. So you just think, oh, it's that same person. So you know how to keep the character consistent. Your next step is to stack and stash by going into Midjourney, maybe getting some images, additional images, and then animating those images, going into Google Flow and uploading the images you've generated in other places. But I must say that Google Flow, VO3 rather, which is in Flow, it does such a seamless, I mean, look at the waves, look at it, animates it even better. So the image is from Midjourney. But if you go into Midjourney and you look at the animation, it's okay. It's a bit goofy though, because it's on loop. But what I like about VO is it just makes it quite natural. And then it can also add audio to it, although you're not looking for audio because you already have your audio. Okay, so you get all of this B-roll stuff. Don't forget Nano Banana can be used to modify your images. So we went from a command from this, make it all white roses and stuff, which can be very helpful when you're in a bind and you're trying to edit. Okay, so don't forget, this is where we began at philc.net. We use the image generator. Got to scroll down to find the link. And that drives everything. And eventually you get into Hedra. And this is where you do the voice matching. The voice matching really happens in Hedra. And let me give you a quick tip. if you really wanted to get the best out of it, just get a stem. And as opposed to all the music in the background, you could just use the vocal stem to create your image. And then you can take that and match it on the timeline, whether using Clipchamp or Premiere or CapCut or whatever you're using, as long as you can match the audio in the video to the one on the timeline. And the reason why I don't use the video from here is for obvious reasons. It's lower quality. So you want your WAV, your WAV file, that needs to be the base of what you do in Clipchamp. All right, I'm done lecturing. You folks know the drill. You're all capable. I appreciate you hanging out with me. And well, thank you, KP. Appreciate it. Uh, yes, absolutely. So tell us, Phoenix Benjamin, what is a general word? I don't want to ask you what your cousin and his peeps are thinking about, but what is the general word on the street in Florida, in the circles that you're moving in, regarding all this stuff? Are people sharing their honest opinions and ideas? Is it a taboo topic? Is it a forbidden fruit topic? What are people saying? Or have you been sworn to secrecy? I know there's so much to say. Yeah. Well, I find a lot of people, they meet you with hostility the moment you begin talking anything AI music. They don't like it. So I don't like aggravating people who get annoyed and triggered by it. So I try not to bring it up with other musicians who are not into it. But I really feel like Felix Benjamin said everyone is freaking out and or playing games with the tech. Brilliant, man. Brilliant. Honestly, you know your talent and no one can take that away from you. You just got to look for a way. Another Floridian out there is Grant Cardone, and Grant Cardone is just the crazy 10x man. Which, Grant is a colorful character, but what I like about Grant Cardone is he's very big on the 10x idea, and he's had everyone on that stage from, goodness gracious, everyone, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? Ryan Reynolds, uh, uh, Trump himself, Charlie Kirk, uh, everyone you can imagine he's had on that stage. But what I like about the gatherings that he asks everyone, what is your 10x idea? So even if, there's nothing else you can take away from some of the characters I mentioned, um, he will ask, what is your idea of 10x? The one I really like the most, what's his name? Grease. Goodness gracious, how could I forget his name? Help me in the comments. Help me in the comments. You know who he is from Grease, the movie. It's been a long day, so I'm not processing things correctly. The pilot, I'm just not processing it correctly. But what I like about what they bring to the table in these conferences, they say 10x, and what you're saying, Phoenix Benjamin, is just like my idea. You got to 10x what you have in music by using the AI as the 10x multiplier. Travolta, thank you, Miami Blues. What is wrong with me this night? It's so late. I'm not processing. Who doesn't know John Travolta? Thank you. So, thank you, both of you. So, what I like about listening to these guys talk about the 10x thing, I just see in music, if you want to like 10x your efforts, just use AI as a 10x amplifier. But a lot of people don't want to do that. Oh, with Kevin Costner. My goodness, that's awesome. You're in great company.
And with a lot of these folks in the world of movies, I'm also curious to know what they're thinking. I know Kevin couldn't be bothered about that, but isn't he still a producer? Isn't he still a film producer? I'd be curious to know what, everyone's been mum and not saying much, but I'm curious to know what someone like him would think about AI in the world of movies, because it's already being used, even though we don't hear about the details. They're also freaking out. Oh, he's a musician as well. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I really like the dialogue that we can have, even if we're in disagreement. Let's have dialogue. I love disagreement. I love constructive disagreement. I don't want everybody to agree. I think we need a lot of people at level 0 on my taxonomy chain. Modern West, huh? I've got to go check that out. Interesting. I got to check that out. Okay. Yeah, the more we are able to discuss, I think the better we're going to be able to think collectively and help those, we have the resistance. There's some who are the resistance. They would come along, but they just need to hear people like us just talk rationally about it. And just 10x whatever you're doing, use AI as a multiplier. And if you don't want to use AI, well, find another multiplier. But I know that it's going to cost a whole lot of money. It's going to cost a whole lot of money. And when I say money, time is money. So imagine you get an Einstein level music producer or video producer when you could have just used AI, because the top guns don't have time. I listened to some of the stuff that I recently did in Toonie, and I'm thinking if I'm going to get Marcus to play, I know Marcus would obliterate it way beyond the AI, but if I'm going to get him to play on my stuff, he's going to be doing a whole lot of studio time. Whereas you could just use 80%, 70% close to what you're looking for. That's my philosophy, though. But if I had an opportunity to play live, I would immediately play live. I would immediately like to take the stage. So the live music industry is what I look forward to exploring more, since AI is definitely going to take a big seat when it comes to recorded music, whether we like it or not. Anyway, I get off my soapbox. I should be putting all of these on the screen. What's the matter with me? These are very interesting. Thank you, Phoenix Benjamin. Me and Kevin performed at Super. Really? Wow, that's crazy. I need to go look for you on social media, man. That is awesome. That is cool. For those watching after the fact, I am sorry I'm not sharing all of this with you. Wow. Uh, let me go to your page right away and connect, because, oh shoot, I need to go to YouTube proper. Don't log out. Hang on, gonna try and find you on YouTube. Huh. Oh, I need to refresh. That's why I'm not seeing it. Okay. Give me a second, Phoenix. I'm gonna. Okay. It's just very slow. Oh, John, that is that is hilarious. There's a guy who was trying to remember your name, John. He couldn't remember you. You're not famous enough. Oh dear. This is what happens when you haven't done a reboot. Okay, I'm gonna subscribe. Nice console. What console is that? And I will also be listening to some of the stuff you're doing. Well, thank you for sharing all these cool stories. I think I just saw Big Ben in one of your videos. Did I just see Big Ben? That is hilarious. I gotta go check out your page and listen to. Where am I? Can't even see. Okay, I'm back. I lost my way for a few seconds. Okay. Oh, really? Wow. Okay. I will definitely be staying in touch. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Awesome. All right, my friends. It's been a pleasure hanging out. I appreciate you. Thank you all very much. And if there's anything you want to talk about, just feel free to drop it in the chat. You know, I'm always game for that. And then hopefully by next week, we'll be able to have more discussions where I'm bringing more people on. Miami Blues, just hold on to that thought. KP, hold on to that thought because I know we missed being able to get you on today. We definitely will. Oh, Grizzly Bass, thank you for coming through. More by Music Chill Vibes, thank you for the ideas in the very beginning. Let the Truth Be Told, thank you for jumping in as a new member. Alan Young, thank you for coming through as well. And I apologize for the very, very unnecessary break in transmission. Was not it was not deliberate. All right, folks. Thank you. In a while, crocodile. Thank you all. Thank you, Phoenix Benjamin. You folks take care. Keep creating. Bye for now.